So in the event, the accused person happen to grab court bail, he may fail to discharge his duty as a surety, which the council, the accused person informed the honorable court that they were being told of their duties as a surety. But to me, he may fail to discharge his duty. He and friend may not be able to trace the accused person on the event that accused person runs to the village. How will you trace the accused person? He may fail, that's a friend in the city. He will fail. So on that ground, also, and for the interest of justice, it's my humble prayer that this bail is denied. The matter is fixed for hearing, and it's handled, and his faith is determined. If he's found innocent, find guilty. The faith is determined. I so pray also.
Briefly rejoin your worship. We have not contradicted the prosecution as regards whether the inquiries are complete. What we have stated, your worship, is that we are uncertain as regards when the trial will commence. We are also uncertain as regards when this matter will be concluded. Why should he be kept in jail when there is a possibility of him being found to be innocent? And indeed he pleaded not guilty. My land sister for the prosecution has submitted to the effect that there is a contradiction as regards the residence of the applicant before you. But there is a requirement under the bail guidelines that every applicant should have an introduction letter as regards to his residency. The framers of those directions were aware that the prosecution normally indicates on the charge sheet the residence of the accused person. Why would it be required again for one to have an introduction letter? The accused person is at liberty to contradict the findings of the prosecution. Your worship, on the court record, there is a letter by the local council authority confirming the residence of the accused person. My land sister is stretching beyond the limits. I invite you to reject that objection lastly, Your Worship, my landed sister for the prosecution has stated that a friend being a surety, that he may not execute the duty. That is speculative, Your Worship. There is no proof in that regard, Your Worship. He's saying he's likely, he may not, but that is speculative, Your Worship. And Your Worship, a court should not rely on such baseless objection to deny the accused person bail. Where the law does not define the relationship, which kind of relationship that must exist for one to be a substantial surety. In our practice, Your Worship, friends have been standing as sureties for accused persons. In that regard, Your Worship, I invite you to ignore and reject the objections raised by my landed sister for the prosecution. Grant bail to our client on lenient conditions. Yes, we agree that a bail is not automatic, but Your Worship, the constitutional commandments are clear that when the needful has been done, including presenting substantial sureties, as we have done here, court may exercise its discretionary powers and grant bail. We pray that you invoke your powers as provided for under Section 76 of the Magistrate Courts Act and grant that bail. We so pray, Your Worship.
Accused person presenting an introduction letter from the area LC1 where he resides, approved by the bail guidelines, and I want to argue with counsel for the applicant that the framers of these guidelines knew that that information can be found in the charge sheet, but they put this as a requirement. And since the accused person has presented an introduction letter that has not been withdrawn by the author, this court shall check information therein to be authentic and the place of abode for the accused person. The second objection relates to the second surety, first surety, being a mayor. I do not see any conflict of interest here. I do not see any conflict of interest like this surety. The other one relates to the third surety being a dear friend. No, whereas the ideal should be people who are closely related to the applicant, but in circumstances where the person is presented much as just a friend who support those people, be substantial sureties. The sureties are formed substantial, all the three sureties presented are formed substantial in this matter. For reasons that the accused person pleaded not guilty is presumed innocent, he has presented Free surety is that this court forms substantial. This court is of the view that the accused person to be granted bail as a hereby do that is granted bail in the following terms. It's going to accept a cash bond of 500,000 Ghana shillings. Cash bond of 500,000 Ghana shillings. Each of the surety
wetwogerera Frank Ntambi bail bagimuwadde bagambye sente mmeka? Mitwalo 5. Ntambi bail lyagifunye naye kati omusabira omusango guno gubeemu bulungi ng'ate ne bannamawulire bafunye obwenkanya kuba kati tugenda kulaba bwe tugenda mu maaso awo ng'ebintu bitambulawo ebiti ayogerayo kantu katono olinaabasiba.